Today we continue with our Kitzur Shulchan Aruch. Today is class number 25. And we start with Sefer Chofetz Chaim. And we're on page number 92. The Disparagement and Ridicule. You want to read?
Yeah.
92.
Disparagement and ridicule. Making a statement about a product that would discourage people from buying it constitutes speaking Lerner that could harm the livelihood of either the manufacturer or the storekeeper who sells it. In certain situations, however, this would be permissible, as will be discussed later. Similarly, it is forbidden to make a cynical comment about a speaker that could either discourage people from attending his lectures or weaken the impact of his message. As with any mitzvah, a child should be trained to avoid speaking Lashon Hara as soon as he reaches the age of understanding in this regard. It is common for children to denigrate the food they are served, causing hurt to the cook. Children should be trained to avoid making such comments.
So, basically, we're going to discuss all these things if a person can lose his livelihood. Right, but these cynical comments about the speaker, I heard it many times, and I tried to would give somebody a CD of Rabbi Beezrat, Rabbi Reuben, and somebody would come and say, no, he's very strict. Say that does he say something that's not no, he's very strict, and that person who heard it, like he was not interested to begin with. Don't take it wrong, right? He was not interested, and now he sees me as a more or less honest person, let's say, and I would want to offer him something good. So now he's not interested at all. He does not want to strict. He just want to do his ways, and that's what he wants to do. You understand? It's happened many times, and that's one of my red buttons. I have few red buttons. It's one of them. So I would take this guy aside, the guy who said it, and I told him where he's going to go after what he stopped somebody else from this. You understand? So, okay. All right. And unfortunately, that happens, and these people just keep your mouth shut. Like, nobody's asking your opinion. So if the person is going to listen, he's going to listen. If not. But why are you getting involved? Okay, that's stupidity of the man, unfortunately. All right. So as we said, today is we learn Kitzur Shulchan Aruch. We continue with the laws of Tefillin. It's Siman 10, and we're on Sieve number 9. Okay, so let's see. It says, as we have learned, CF 4 and note 38, the blessing recited over the Shel and Lechaniach Tefillin applies to the Shel Rosh as well, as we said before, right? If you can.
Oh yeah.
No, do not make put yourself on mute unless you talk, please.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So it's when you say lechaniach tefillin on this, when you put on a hand tefillin, so it applies on Shel Rosh as well, on the head. Okay. However, in order for the blessing of lechaniach tefillin to apply to Shel Rosh too, there must be no interruption between the blessing made prior to donning of Shel and the donning of Shel Rosh. So basically, no interruption. So as we said many times, when you may make a blessing, you have to do the mitzvah, the company mitzvah, as soon as possible. Okay, without any interruption. One who did interrupt must therefore recite lechaniach tefillin a second time, and then mitzvah tefillin. So let's see. Okay, it says Mishnah Berurah. So basically, if he did, so in interruption, he means here, the way I understand, he means here before he puts his hand tefillin. So he made an interruption. I mean, he said blessing, then he interrupted. I don't know, somebody came to talk to him, one of these geniuses. So and he answered, and now he has to say a second blessing. Okay, so it was blessing in vain, not a good idea. This CF explained the proper procedure to follow if this occurs. One mistakenly interrupts interrupted by speaking between the dawning of the Shel Yad and dawning of Shel Rosh. So here's a different situation. So he already put Shel Yad, right? And he did not put Shel Rosh. Commentary said even if it was a response for Kaddish or Kiddusha. Mishnah Brura. So basically, even though last time we said there is some opinion that you can answer to Kaddish and Kiddusha, but Mishnah Brura said you cannot answer. So basically, but if you keep quiet, just silent and listen attentively, that's as you responded. So there is a concept in Judaism: if you listen attentively and to what is said, it's like you did it yourself, like 100%. It's not like 99%. No problem. Okay, so he spoke between the Shel Yad and Shel Rosh. Should handle the Shel Yad and move it slightly from its place, and recite the blessing Lechaniach Tefillin a second time, and then tighten the knot. Okay, so let's not jump to any conclusion. Read the commentary and explain. So basically, based on what we just said, so the guy said Lechaniach Tefillin on Shel Yad, and he spoke after that, right? So he spoke after that. So Kitzur Shulchan Aruch says that he has to like move a little Tefillin, so from place and put it like back in the place, and then said another blessing, because this blessing was supposed to go for Shel Yad and Shel Rosh. Okay, that's what we said so far. Let's see commentary. Although the blessing of the Lechaniach Tefillin is repeated here because it is applying to the Shel Rosh as well, right? It's the introduction to the Sefer. We do not recite two consecutive blessings on Shel Rosh. We therefore move the Shel Yad so that the blessing will be seen as applying also to Shel Yad. In this way, it is as if he has put it on the Shel Yad and Shel Rosh with no interruption. So now, what this commentary is saying? So its scenario is very simple. So he said blessing, put Shel Yad, then spoke. Shel Yad, there is no problem. So they say if he's going to say this blessing again on the Shel Yad again, so it's like two blessings in vain. Not in vain. Two blessings one after another, like without any action on Lechaniach Tefillin and Al Mitzvah Tefillin. So they say in order not to do that, so he would say blessing, like he would move Tefillin a little, right, from its place. So now he has to say blessing, and then he said blessing. He did some action, and then he said, and then he said another blessing on a head Tefillin. That's how they explain. If in this case one did not handle the Shel Yad before reciting blessing, he should shed it immediately after the blessing. Mishnah Brura. Okay. So if he forgot, so he can move it after that. So meaning in this case he so let me read one more time. In this case, if one did not handle Shel Yad before reciting the blessing, meaning that the Tefillin was in the proper place, right? He should do it the handle immediately after the blessing, meaning that he said the blessing and now he's they put it in a correct place. Okay. Continue. Immediately after this, he should put the Shel Rosh, meaning the head. And recite upon it blessing Al Mitzvah Tefillin. Okay, that's what we know. Continue. One who interrupted between the Shel Yad and Shel Rosh by speaking for the purpose of doing the Tefillin need not recite second blessing of Lechaniach on the Shel Yad. Okay, maybe he has somebody for, I don't know what he asked somebody. Maybe it was a little damage and he was not sure if it's correct or not, if he's still kosher, not kosher, so he asked somebody. Maybe that's what I think, that's for the purpose of the Tefillin. Okay, so in this case, it's not considered interruption. So commentaries say, unless absolutely necessary, one should not speak, even for the purpose doing tefillin. However, one is doing the tefillin without reciting the blessing, such a Chol Moed, this is permitted. Okay, so Chol Moed is all of these intermediate days between the beginning of the holiday and end of the holiday. Okay, so what they say, so basically there is a concept. So if you need to do something for the sake of the mitzvah, it is permitted. So one of the famous example of this situation would be when you wash for bread, right? You're reading something. You here? Okay, all right.
Oh, well, I was muted. Yeah.
Okay, no. I mean you were looking at the screen. Okay, no problem. Okay, so all right, so continue. Never mind. So number 10, next year of number 10, it says the Torah in Shmos 39 writes that tefillin are to be donned so that Hashem's Torah may be in your mouth, and for this strong hand Hashem took you out of the Egypt. Okay, so that's what it says. Okay, upon donning tefillin, one should have in mind the various lessons that we learn from scriptural passages contained in tefillin. Commentaries say this is in addition to the primary intention that one must always have to perform a mitzvah, that one is doing the action fulfill one's obligation to perform the commandment. According to Mishnah Brura, if one had only that intention, has fulfilled this mitzvah. So I mean, now we're talking about kavanah, right? Kavanah is intention. So what intention you should have when you put tefillin? So first, the basic intention, as Mishnah Brura points out, it's that I'm doing the mitzvah as Hashem said. Hashem said that I have to put tefillin. That's what I'm doing. But in order to get a proper kavanah for tefillin, there is like several paragraphs, so several pages that we're in, like before putting tefillin and after we put tefillin. When we read all of the passages, not all, but at least two or four passages that goes into tefillin. So it's very recommended to read all of these things to get you in a proper mood. Okay, before and right after you put on tefillin. Okay, this here formulates exact intention that one should have when putting on tefillin. So here we're talking about, so that there is the text, but I said that in the Siddur there is a text, but here's the intention. Okay, one should have in mind that putting on tefillin, that the Holy One, blessed be He, has commanded us to put on tefillin. That's a basic requirement. With every mitzvah, I'm doing it because Hashem said so, not because it's good, not because I like it, because Hashem said so. Which contains the scriptural passages, not tefillin, that contain the scriptural passages, in which it is written about oneness of His name, may He be blessed. Okay, so passages. So it says Shema Israel, basically, right? May He be blessed. Okay, and about the Exodus of Egypt. So basically, there is a portion from Shema into other pieces. So okay, and okay, so and another thing, Exodus from Egypt. Okay, one should have in mind that we are wearing them on the arm opposite the heart and on the head opposite the brain, so that we constantly remember the miracles and wonders that Hashem performed for us. Okay, so it's like reminders, right? For these miracles demonstrate His oneness, and that His unraveled power and dominion, both in heaven and on the earth, to do as He wishes. So basically, Hashem does not change nature, right? So some people say that it's a little sounds like Epicurus, that Hashem has to change nature. He does not have to change nature, and He does not change. He's a nature, right? So it's not like He is stronger than nature. He's not. He's a nature. Okay, and that's one of the things that that we have to have in mind when put on tefillin. So HaShem performed for us all these miracles, demonstrate His oneness, and He has all of this power and dominion, both in heaven and earth, to do as He wishes. Okay, 68 commentary. From the fact that HaShem can perform such a great miracles that contradict all natural law, it is clear that it was HaShem Himself who created all of the natural laws. So He created, He can adjust them. And that there is no power but Him. Ramban to Shmos 13:16. Okay, which is very clear. Okay, so that's very important kavanah that a person should have. So basically, the Exodus from Egypt, right, and that Hashem oneness with His name, right, and His power, and okay, and what else? Continue, and we are to wear it on the head, opposite the brain, so that we submit the soul, which associated with the brain, to His authority. So as we know, soul is in the brain, right? Even some people say soul in the heart. It's a hara is in the heart. So soul, the godly soul of the Jew is in the brain, right? So and we try to soul, and so godly soul is part of its intellect. So we try to submit our intellect, which associated with the brain, to His authority, and we also to wear the opposite the heart. Why? Which represents physical desires and thoughts. So all of these desires, as we said, the Eitzachara comes from the heart. So we have to conquer our intellect in Shel Rosh, and also desire of the heart. Through this, a person will remember the Creator and minimize his physical pleasures. Okay, so whatever he needs as a there are two different things: physical pleasure and physical necessities. Physical necessities, that's what you must do. So you must eat, you must sleep, and all the other things, right? Take care of yourself. But pleasure is extra; it's not necessary, and thus fulfill the commandments of the verse in Bamidbar 15:39. And you shall not explore after your heart and after your eyes. Right? Therefore, it is written. So before we continue, it's very famous verse, right? So you should not follow. In another translation, you should not follow your heart and your eyes. So some sages explain. So they say it's like in other places it said different, like the different sequence. So your eyes see, and then you do the action, right? Then it goes into your heart, and you start thinking about it. But here, based on this verse, they explain that first the guy had thought, or she had thought, she decided what to do, and then she was looking, or he was looking, right? And he saw whatever he saw. So it comes not from the eyes, but from his. But from his heart, that's what he decided to do. Therefore, it is written in Shmos 39 with regard to the opposite of Tefillin, Shel Rosh. I'm sorry. With regard to position. I'm sorry. Position to Tefillin, Shel Rosh, between your eyes. Okay. So mid commentary. Although the Shel Rosh is worn on the head, the Torah describes it between the eyes, because wearing the tefillin in a proper way prevents the person from following dictates of his heart and the eyes. So it's like another explanation. So it's between your eyes. So it's like let's say it's literally between your eyes. So wherever you look, so it's like tefillin is always in front of your eyes. Okay. On one hand, on another hand, we said that there is like actual physical eyes of the brain. It's right behind the place where we put tefillin. Okay, that's explanation. All right. Next halacha number 11. The commandments, the commandment to wear tefillin of the Shel Yad and the Shel Rosh, two separate mitzvahs. As we said before, two separate. As you ask if you do one, not another. Okay, no problem. Two separate. And the fulfillment of one is not essential to fulfillment of the other. Thus, if he has only one of them, or due to some circumstances such as wound on his head or arm, he can put only one of them. He's obligated to put on the one that he can. I mean, it's straightforward. We ask this question, says Mishnah Brura. I mean, he has no choice. The person, like some injury got his injury in his head. I mean, what can he do? Right? We said there is no separation. We said even his hair, if it's long to hair, it's too long, it is separation. So needless to say, has for sure, if he has all of this plaster and some bandages, of course it is separation. So he cannot do that. So why he cannot do it? Because it is not on his head. It's somewhere else, but not on his head. Okay, so continue. In a case that one is putting on only Shel Yad, he's to recite only the blessing, the Chaniach Tefillin. So only one blessing, as we understand. In this case, he's in the case that he is putting only Shel Rosh, the Tefillin. He is to recite on Shel Rosh the Chaniach Tefillin and the blessing al Mitzvah Tefillin. And okay, after which he should say Baruch Shem Kvot Malchuso Le'olam Va'ed. Okay, so which means blessed is the name of the glorious King from all eternity. Commentary. See if this if is related to the custom of Ashkenazim. Okay, that's what we do. So we say blessed is his name of glorious kingdom for all eternity, always. When we say that the blessing called Shel Yad, always we say it. Okay. So continue. Next halacha CF number 12. Oh, it's a long CF. All right. So introduction says we learn above in CF 3 that Shel Yad is placed on a wicker of two hands, usually the left. Okay. So I mean, most people are right. Okay. Thus, a left-handed person who performs all of his primary tasks with the left hand will put the tefillin on his right hand, which is his weaker hand. However, Gemara in Nachas 37a. So the basic rule in most of the cases, so his left arm, like his left is actually his right, but in some cases we still go by, even though his left hand is stronger, we still go by his right. So meaning what? For example, I'll give you one example. So when person is holding Sefer Torah, so even though he's lefty, so he still holds it on the right side. Or when he start moving, right, he start moving to the right, like when he goes in the Shul, when he's called to the Torah, stuff like that. Okay, so we don't go by his left. But in this case, yes. In the case of Tefillin, we go. Okay. So one more time, however, the Gemara in Menachos 37a recites another source for this halacha, that Tefillin are put on the left hand. The Torah Dvarim 6 verses 8 and 9 juxtaposes the word ukshar tom, and you shall bind them, and you shall bind them in the hand, with the word uksav tom. Okay, and you shall write them. So you shall bind them next to, and you shall write them, in reference to mezuzah. Okay, to teach us that the hand that is used to bind the tefillin, meaning the bind, right, to bind the tefillin to the arm, must be the same hand which one writes, with which one writes, which is unbelievable. That's how they deduce. That's one who writes. So I think it's that this halacha would be from Moshe Rabbeinu, I think, but it's one of the support things that they have. Okay. Thus, one who writes with his right hand must always bind the tefillin on his right hand, with his right hand onto the left. Okay, apologies. So with the right on the left, regardless of whether he uses his right hand first or for other tasks. Regardless whether he uses his right hand first for other tasks. So we care about here. They say, since it's in a piece where it says about writing, so we go by writing. Even for example, with me, some things for me it's easier to do with left hand. Some things it's easier for me with the right hand. But I can write only with my right hand. That's for sure. I cannot write with my left hand. Absolutely not. So that's why it's they give us very clear instructions. Baruch HaShem. Continue. As explained in this CF, the Kitzur holds that halacha follows the second source. Okay. Thus, the only criterion taken into account is the hand with which the person writes. So it doesn't matter, right? Okay. That's the most important part. The tefillin are put onto the opposite hand, which is straightforward. If you write with the right hand, even many things like I do, not many, some things I do with the left hand. So I write with the right, so that's it. So that's, I put tefillin on the opposite hand. Come to see the Shulchan Aruch and Ramas 27.6, Sibir Halacha, who brings various opinions regarding this halacha. In case of doubt, a competent halachic authorities should be consulted. So I'm not sure what cases they're talking about, but okay. All right, so let's leave it as that. Let's stick to the general law. Okay, so general law is you put it on a different hand, not on the one that you write. Okay. A completely left-handed person, even if he was a born right-handed person and only become left-handed person later, interesting, by his having accustomed himself, nevertheless, he should put the Shel yad onto the hand that is right hand on the people in general. There is his right hand. Okay. Which is for the purpose of the halacha of tefillin is referred as his left hand. So the guy, even though he was born righty and he started, I don't know why, for whatever reason, he started using his left hand. So, and it becomes his dominant hand. So he put tefillin on his right hand. So it doesn't matter, he was born like that, or he developed it for whatever reason. I don't know, maybe because of some sicknesses. I'm not sure why. Okay. If person performs all of his tasks with the right hand, except for writing, very interesting, which he does with his left, or vice versa, all his activities are done with the left, except writing, which is done with the right, and the hand with which he writes is considered his right hand, with regard to this halacha, and he therefore must put the Shel yad on the other hand. I mean, okay, let's quickly read commentary. So, Bir halacha, for other conditions and opinions regarding this halacha. Okay, so basically, I mean, so he does everything with the one hand, but writes with a different hand. So this hand that he writes, it becomes his right hand, and the other he puts tefillin on the opposite hand. Basically, I don't remember what Mishnah Brura said. Okay, maybe there are different opinions. I'm not sure why would he go by different opinion. I'm not sure. Maybe if it's the only tefillin that he has, there is nobody to retire differently. That would be my guess. I don't know, so he can start putting a different hand. That's the only guess I have, but you never know. There are many different situations. Okay, continue. A person who is Wow, that's a hard word. Ambidextrous, right? Puts on tefillin on a hand that is left hand for most people. I mean, he can do things with all things with two hands. 75% is considered ambidextrous when he can perform all of his activities with the same ease, regardless of which hand he uses. However, one who finds activities easier with the one hand, although he can perform them with the other hand as well, is not considered ambidextrous with regard to this halacha. So me personally, I never saw a person like that. Can do all things like equally good with two hands. All right. So, but of course, it's possible. Things happen. Okay, continue. The same rules apply if one was not born left-handed person at all. Was not born left-handed person at all. That is, he had no natural inclination to favor his left hand with respect to any task. Okay. But only afterwards accustomed himself to write with his left hand. And all the rest of the activities are done with the right hand. And all other activities done with the right hand. Okay. In that case, he puts on tefillin on the hand that is left hand for most people. The commentaries say the practical application of these halachas are complex, and competent halachic authorities should be consulted whether doubt exists. So but basically understanding the situation. So he was not born as a left-handed person, right? And he accustomed himself to write with the left hand, with the right, and the rest of activities done with the right hand. Okay, in that case, he puts tefillin on his left hand. Okay. No problem. So check what time is it. Okay, so we can do maybe another few. So let's do another one. The minimum measurement of the width of the tefillin straps. Okay, here we go. So we spoke about it. Like there are some minimum requirements. So it's not only for decoration, right? So minimum measurement of the width of the tefillin straps. Both the straps of the Shel Rosh and those of Shel Yad is not less than the length of the barley kernel. The minimum. So barley kernel. Okay. The barley kernel. So we can. So let's see. So commentators say it's between 0.4 and 0.44 of an inch, or from 10 to 11 millimeters. So it's I don't know. It's pretty small. I mean, it's not that small. I mean, our straps, I guess they maybe like wider, but I would not say they much wider. I don't know. I don't think they're much wider than this. Okay, so one more time. The minimum measurement of the width of the tefillin straps, both the straps of Shel Rosh and those Shel Yad, is not less than the length of barley kernel. Okay. The minimum measurement of their length is as follows. So now we're talking about length. And it says there is no maximum measure for the length. Of course, I mean, we try to do it like, so it would not drag on the floor, but okay. So the minimum measure of the length is as follows. For the Shel Rosh, both the right and the left strap should reach until the navel. So of course, I mean, one usually they do one and up to the navel and one a little longer, but they say at least, or slightly above. Okay, so that's as we said, it's not that's a minimum requirement. Some say that the strap hanging down on the right should reach until the circumcision. Okay. Shemusha Rabba. Okay. So what is it? So what does it says there? The Shemusha Rabba is found at the end of the Hilchas Tefillah on Rosh. Okay. According to the other opinion cited by Mishnah Berurah 2741, the strap hanging from the right side should reach at least to the navel, and the left should be at least to the chest. So that's so Mishnah Berurah is more lenient. So this and until the chest, and this right until the navel. So, but usually, like to today's standard, they do left till the navel, maybe a little longer, and that one is a little, is even more longer, the right one. Okay. And it's preferable to follow this most lenient opinion, of course. Of course, this, but we need to know this lenient opinion in case, God forbid, something happened, right? Opinion. The strap of a Shel yat shall be long enough to tighten it on the arm and to wind it around the arm 7 times. Okay, so it's not also, as we said, it's not like optional length, so 7 times. And to wind it 3 times on the finger, as described Sefer 4, and so to fasten it. Okay. So for they say there is a to tuck under the end of the strap, so that the winding do not come loose. So basically, the length. So you did shin, for example, if you do shin here, so you do 7 times. So I do 8 times because it's like this time is not complete. So I do 8 times. That's what I do. So altogether, when you see from that side, it's 7. Then you do like three wraps around the finger, and you have to stick it somewhere. So I mean that's it. So all of this around the hand is extra, but still it's pretty long. Okay. 1 second. Okay, continue. If the strap was severed, it's possible, and is shorter than the length set out above, whether of Shel Rosh or Shel Yad, a competent halakhic authority should be consulted. Okay. For further discussion, see Kitzur editorial glosses. Okay, so what exactly we can do in this case? Okay. All right, so 1 second, let me check. So you want to do a little more or stop here? Tell me.
I think it's okay if we stop here for now.
Okay, no problem. Okay, so we stop here. No problem. Cover a lot, Baruch HaShem. Very interesting material, I think. Okay, very useful. Okay, any questions? Any comments? Any Dvar Torah you want to share? Please.
I wish nothing comes to mind right now. Nothing
Okay.
right.
All right, so maybe we need to rest a little. All right.
Yeah.
So good night. I'm going to start.